Road at Tensor Street, City out. We've got delays on North Narrabeen, Pittwater Road to Garden Street and into Conroy. A breakdown is bleeding on Parramatta Road and Derwent Street, and a three-car accident in North Parramatta, Church Street and Burke Street. From the Australian Traffic Network, I'm Nick Willis.
Thank you, Vic. We're taking you to Washington right after this.
This morning on AM.
Hi, Sabra Lane here. As Melburnians wake up to another week of lockdowns, business owners plead for more help.
$3,000 money to pay for my power bill for the shutdown to keep all the poor reds and all that food's going bad.
You know, we don't want any lockdowns. We didn't ask for them, but wouldn't it be nice if we could get some emergency payments, pretty quickly?
So is federal financial assistance on the way? The Treasurer Josh Frydenberg is my guest. And we'll hear from Aussie parents still trying to get their kids home from India.
We sent him for a few months, and now that months have converted into years, and I don't know how long will it be, so it's very difficult.
Those stories soon on AM.
Well, Sarah Ferguson, of course, was expecting to be our Beijing correspondent at some stage, but things didn't go to plan with the relationship between Australia and China. We are glad to say, though, that she is firmly ensconced in the US capital, in Washington, and she joins us via the wonders of technology. Hello, Sarah.
You both. And you have a special report entitled The Road to Reunion, which marks the return of ABC TV's foreign correspondent tonight, 8 o'clock. So what are you going to be talking about, Sarah?
Well, guys, this is just a wonderful story. Do yourselves a favour. I know that you're suffering from COVID blues. This is a story that will move you, and it's a beautiful thing, even though it's rooted in something incredibly sad, which was the Trump family separation policy. You remember the terrible sounds and the pictures, but particularly the sounds of little children being torn from their parents at the southern border as Trump tried to dissuade people from crossing that border. So the Biden administration came in and said they were going to put back together all those families that were torn apart, and they've started doing it. They just started doing it. They allowed 4 of the deported families to come back, and we came with the first woman and mother to cross the border and meet up with her children after 4 terrible years apart.
And so how old was the child when they were removed?
So she crossed the border with her 2 sons. They were 13 and 15, so they were boys when she last saw them, and now they're young men. So they've lived without her for 4 years, and she sat in Ciudad Juarez in Mexico waiting for something to happen, actually waiting for divine intervention. But it didn't come. She got a new government that did it instead.
And what was her reason for making the trip?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because people often forget about the stories that drive people to come north. Obviously, there's complicated many stories, but hers was a really strong one. She had a very good case for asylum. 4 of her brothers were killed in Honduras, where she's from, and the last one was really the reason why they up sticks and went. He was murdered by killers from the MS-13 gang, and she is a hell of a woman, actually, which you see in the program. But unlike most people, she decided to do something about this event, and so she went to police and she reported the people who killed her brothers. A very unusual thing to do in Honduras, incredibly unusual for a woman. So she did that, so they came after her. So eventually she left with the family, went to America, asking for asylum. She was a protected witness in the case in Honduras. She had all the documentation, but nonetheless her asylum claim was rejected by a judge who rejected virtually all the cases that came before him. The children were taken from her. She didn't know. She'd walked into America at a time when Trump had started a pilot program, so none of us knew what was going on at that stage. It was all just beginning to be whispers and rumours that something was going on. She was one of the first scooped up, separated from the children, put in prison, deported, and then came back to the Mexican border to wait.
Well, you mentioned that gang in Honduras, MS-13. I read a little bit about them and just how dangerous they are, but you just expand on that a little bit, Sarah.
Well, where they came from, actually, at first glance, if you're not paying close attention, you see the Caribbean coast. So it's a place called La Ceiba in the north of Honduras, and Caribbean coast, so it's blue waters, palm trees, fishing